AM 1430 KRGI, 105.5 FM. Good morning. I'm Brian Gallagher. This is Community Connection. It's brought to you by Cornhusker Toyota Honda, Nebraska's only combined Toyota Honda dealership. Thursdays, we turn our focus to education. Today, on behalf of Grand Island Public Schools, Dr. Amanda Levos is here to talk about equity through GIPS. Welcome. Last time we chatted was online, so now you get to feel the studio.
Absolutely. It's great to be here.
Let's talk about equity and GIPS because there's a lot of emphasis on this.
Yeah, absolutely. We officially started the work in 2018 with our strategic plan, just wanting to understand what does it mean to have a culturally proficient district. And our board members and district staff went to some continued learning and were like, I think it's bigger than cultural proficiency. We really need to move towards equity. And so starting then until now, we've continued to bring together a task force group. We started with 30 people. We're now at over 55, and I continue to get emails on people who want to be part of this task force to continue to define what does equity look like for Grand Island Public Schools.
Does this involve primarily staff, or does it involve students too?
It involves more than just staff. We have representatives from the Board of Education, district, school, both teachers, administrators, classified staff, but we also have community members. We have parents. And then we just graduated 4 of our seniors that were on the team, so I'm currently recruiting for additional students to be on this. So it's more of it's a large stakeholder group to have these conversations.
The seniors that graduated, did they leave a good legacy?
Absolutely. They were able to provide some feedback as we thought about where were some inequities within different areas and help us to really craft our value statement and our commitments around equity.
Do you find major differences throughout the schools, especially thinking high school and that age, getting down to elementary where you have so many youngers? Well, just the way it's approached or considered, because it's different worlds.
Yeah, it is different worlds. I think how you engage in the conversations may be different, but you'll find diversity and topics and things within our curriculum that students are talking about, whether it's world religions or about different cultures and backgrounds. We have K-12, our students' backgrounds, whether it's students who are in need of special education services, language services, gifted and talented. We have a lot of diversity within our school district that we want to make sure that we provide what they need when they need it and in an inclusive and anti-discriminatory environment.
Well, the number of languages spoken throughout the system just continues to grow, and that would have to be difficult when you're trying to provide an education to the masses, but yet the masses may not feel or understand the same basis that you're working with.
Absolutely. We have 37 plus languages, 55 birth countries of students that we serve, and some have been here for a long time, and some are just arriving this week to Grand Island. And so our teachers really have to kind of view the world perspective through a different lens, right? It may not be the same as how they grew up or how they've experienced the world. And so that's really what we're trying to get to with our equity work too, is what does it mean to have that lens of equity and the different perspectives of the diversity of our students within the district.
Dr. Amanda Levos is our guest. She works with the equity effort through Grand Island Public Schools, and equity is such a big target. But yet this is something, and I know as we talked beforehand, one of the things in moving forward, this has to be shared top to bottom, side to side. Everyone needs to find that level of understanding to really make this work.
Yeah, absolutely. One person isn't going to move the needle for equity. And I think what's hard about equity in general, no matter what setting you're in, is there's a personal piece of it, right? You have to know who you are, what your identity is, how you view the world, and maybe relearn some things that you didn't realize. And then there's also the systems approach, right? Making sure that everything that we have in place regarding opportunities that we have for students, that we're not unintentionally creating inequities for the students that we serve.
You mentioned some of the points before, including religion, culture, and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's just fascinating to me. When you take a look at the folks that have literally come from all points of the world and decided to center right here in the middle of America, but yet the folks that have lived here for a long time have their own level of culture and understanding and language, and so it still can create conflict, and you hope that it isn't a conflict situation that escalates, but yet that level of understanding has to be recognized, realized, and respected as you move forward with this.
Yeah, our identity and who we are, 20% is visible. 80% of it is invisible, and those are the things that we hold deep values, and those are the things that you talked about that drive conflict. But it's also, when you think about it in holistic, it's we all have something, we just may show it in different ways, right? Respect, deep down value, but we may show respect different ways. I was taught that respect is looking at someone in the eyes. In other countries, it's disrespectful to look elders or adults in the eye. So just those little pieces that it's a difference, but yet we're still all around the umbrella of that same kind of value system.
Do you still feel progress, though?
Yeah, absolutely. We have this group of 55 people on our task force are meeting on Monday, and we're really trying to identify what are those 5 to 7 characteristics or embodiments, so that no matter what setting we're in, we can look at those and be like, okay, am I looking at this through an equitable lens? Because your brain's wired the way it is, right? That you have all the social upbringings and your beliefs and things, but how are we pausing to make sure that we're looking through and supporting all of our students within Grand Island Public Schools? And then constantly doing trainings. We just had our classified staff in on Monday, and I did 6 one-hour sessions on equity with our nutrition services and custodians and secretaries and bilingual staff, and it was just a great opportunity for them to reflect on who they are and the students and families that they serve.
It sounds like something where you need giant steps, but baby steps have to be the way to get started. So this is a noble but huge project.
Absolutely.
Keep up the great work. I'll be anxious to hear how things are going, but equity does matter, and it's something that we can all start to take care of today if we want to.
Absolutely.
Dr. Amanda Levos, on behalf of Grand Island Public Schools, come back and see us again, okay?
Will do. Thank you.
Good morning from AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM.